Hey, what's up you guys? Street Trader FX here, back with another video. So yeah, today we're going to discuss BTC. Whoa. Okay, that wasn't weird intro, but anyway, yeah, let's start. I don't really have much time right now, but at least I made time right now. So we're firstly going to start on YouTube, and yeah, thank you for this. The 379, it's beautiful. And if you're not yet subscribed, then go ahead and click the subscribe button. I don't know if there's no way for me to be able to do that, but yeah. So firstly, what I want to show you is an analysis that I had on BTC. I think I made it on my phone on BTC like 6 months ago. We got like 200 views, but we're not doing it for the views though. So let's start. These are some of the videos that I watch, like they're really amazing. So I'm just going to show you. Don't know if you'll be able to hear the audio, but here I was basically just discussing my view on BTC, and I want to get to the point whereby I was showing the target.
Yeah. Let me just highlight this 2 points here, and then
here's my audio.
Show you something real quick, which I want you to draw your attention to, right?
So like basically, let me pause here. So like basically, all these highs here were a target, and we already broke above them. The only one that's left is this one here, like this one.
And then they found some support again. So I'm really bullish on BTC USD unless I see anything that. So I'm really bullish on BTC USD unless.
Okay, let's start. Let's try to find out why I was saying that. I'll basically start freshly on this chart, but then from a monthly time frame. And yeah, I have to say I was in a buy like somewhere here, around here. Don't really remember when, but yeah, I was stupid to even leave the trade. Full screen. So let's start from the monthly time frame as usual. So first of all, like before we even start, I want you to just look at the charts regardless of why isn't this moving. I don't know what's up with trading view. When you have to do your full screen, it just acts weird. What is that? Let me just open a new tab. I'll close this other one. So fine. Let's leave. So we will start on BTC, and it's not a stock. I was just lazy to rename this. I know it's a cryptocurrency. I forgot the other name, the fiat. I think they call it the fiat. So fine. Let's start. So basically, when we're starting on the monthly, you have to ask yourself, like, what am I seeing? What are the potential targets that I might have? What's the structure looking like right now? What else? You have to also know whether you should be waiting for the setup to come, or is the setup ready already? Like the setup can be like whenever you open the charts, you can find that the setup is about to play out, or the setup is still going to play out. Right? You need to understand all those things. I don't know if I mentioned them all, but I mentioned a few. So yeah. So as you can see here on BTC, right, we made a low here, right? We made a low, and then after that we made this first rally after so many years. I think before we have like 2017 later. It's just that I didn't renew the trading view subscription. So anyway, let's start. So we made this low here, and then we made this high, and then we made this low after retracing, right? This is a retracement. You can see it. This is a retracement. And then after that, we made a high, right? We then broke above that high. Let's do this. We broke above that high here. And then after making this retracement as well. So after breaking above this high, we're still targeting this area, right? So this one here is no longer important to me right now. So fine, with me looking at BTC, with the current conditions, I would say that whenever we make a high like this, we usually retrace more than 90% of the whole move. Almost 90%, because if you look at this move here, we were bullish here. I hope someone is not gonna call me, I hate that. We were bullish here, and then we retraced. So this retracement almost took out this low of this whole move. So fine. We also made this one here as well. This bullish move here, and then we retraced almost 90% of the time. So I would say, since while we made this clean low right here, I would say this would now be an area where I would be expecting BTC to come back to. Why? The 90% retracement rule that I just made up. These people are making noise. What the fuck? Sorry for cussing, let me pause them. Now we're back. So just to confirm that everything is still working properly. Yeah, it's working properly. So let's continue. So fine, you can see here on BTC we retraced more than 90% of the whole move. So let's try to find out. I think this would be a 99%. Maybe let's try 95. Trying to find out the 95 is here. Let's try 98. 98%. So you can see here, not that there's any importance with the 98% rule. We're just trying to find out how BTC behaves, right? So fine, we retraced to the 99% of this whole move, right? We retraced 99% of that whole move. So we also made this internal one. We also made this internal one, this one. We made this one, this move within within this whole range, starting here, within this whole range, this one, we made this short-term one here. So fine, now what we're going to do, we're going to see whether the 99% rule, 98% rule applied here. So we're just going to apply the fibs here up to here. So you can see it didn't really get back to the 98% rule. So I would say whatever that we're going to touch here would be my average for the fibs on BTC. I would say let's try 95. 95 is almost there. So 90, 94. Yeah, okay, fine. So we'll work with 94, right? I know it's a crazy idea. Like, looking at it now, you'd say that I'm crazy, but I just want to show you what I'm looking at on BTC. So fine, since all we are going to target this high, which is obvious, like we're going to do that very soon. We can even do it tonight, because anything is possible. It can just happen right now in front of us. You wouldn't know. So fine, with me, what I would expect from BTC right now, since we made this high, this low, and now we're going to make a higher high, right? But then within this new range that we're forming, potentially forming, before we retrace, we had this smaller one here. We had this smaller range here, this high and low. So fine, since we have this one, I'm going to regard this as a low for this whole move, and then we're going to make a high. So my fibs would be starting from this low, and then I'll then apply my fibs from this low up until the high that we're going to make right now, potentially make, and then potentially retrace for at least like 2 years, or not 2 years, like maybe a year. So fine, with that in mind, what I'm going to do right now is just apply my fibs, waiting for a potential move. Let's say the move turns around 22k, right? Let's say it starts reversing around 22k. So where I would expect it to start reversing after retracing, like where I would expect it to start showing bullishness, would be here, to give us some form of bullishness, right? So with that idea in mind, we're currently waiting for a high to form in order for us to apply the fibs. But regardless, if I had to move around the fibs like this, you can see that the fibs are around this wick, right? Right here. Even if it makes a new high, it's still around this wick. So my focus right now would be to study this whole area and find out what the price action looks like around that area. And I know, like, some of you might feel like I deviated from the whole idea of showing you why it was bullish, but we can still discuss that on another video. I'll see if I can be able to make another video after this one, but I just want to show you the potential move that might likely happen, because BTC can even push higher if it wants to. We don't know that. So my focus right now would be in this whole area here. Try to find out what the price action looks like there. So far I'm already seeing an area where I might be interested in, which is this one here. So fine, considering that we have this area here and we started to see a run, right? This for me is what I want to see when I'm expecting a reversal. This is what I want to see, because this for me right here is a psychological area, because most people don't even know what to expect after BTC trading above this high here. They really don't know what to expect. And another thing was that I noticed that on social media that most of these big investors, or rather, big investors, they were making posts about how BTC is going to reach 300,000, 200,000 in whatever year that they're anticipating. But for me, I feel like they are just using the popularity to mislead people. So for me, I'll be looking to go, and it might be risky, but that's what that's the interest in. What the hell? Anyway, okay, fine. I might be looking to go short on BTC if I see this kind of behavior around this area. But to explain it further, you see how we traded away from this area and most people were still in their buys. Someone was long like BTC before it even made this high. They made some money and then it retraced, and then after retracing they thought like, no, let me not take out my investments, let me just hold on. And it then got lower, gave them hope, and then all those things. So right now I felt I'm moving out. Anyway, right now what we can see on BTC, all these continuation patterns failed. You see how, look at this was so convincing. It made a low, found support, made a low, found support, okay, when it touches here, let's buy. Boom. What happened? So anyway, let's talk about this area, since we're all still talking about it. Let's talk about this area. I was still saying that, let's say that you were in a buy on BTC and this move happened and then it retraced, right? You're investing here, you're not trading, right? You're investing. You usually hold on to the trade for however long you can, right? Because you're expecting it, because it's low, you wouldn't expect it to go any lower, or rather to be cheaper, right? The value of it would be elongated, but it would still go higher if you're anticipating your investment to be like that. So fine. About this area, let's say that you were in a buy, it retraced, and then it gave you hope and then took it away. When it gets here, most people would take their profits. That's my idea, right? And then another thing is that most people would say that, fine, BTC is going to break this high, we're expecting new highs, let's have our buy orders like this. What that means is that they're expecting the market to trigger them in on a buy, and then they would expect to be in profit, and then it would come back. For all those who do some retests, right, break and retest, it would come back like this, and then boom. Just imagine the faces of everyone who have their pending orders right above this level. Just imagine their faces right now. And there are also those who trade like this. They would expect it to make a double top. Fine. Boom. What happened? It's something like this, right? They would have the stops here. Maybe let's say they're targeting this low. It would trigger them in on a sell. Boom, stop them out. And after stopping them out, it triggers those who have their pending orders for buys. Right here, it triggers them in, and then boom. They'll be like, what happened? I know it sounds like a joke right now, but just imagine BTC in a few months and you'd find it here. Just imagine that. Let's say that's a possibility and we take out these lows. Just imagine that, looking back at the video right now. Maybe after, let's say after 6 months, you look back at the video and you find BTC right here. That would be crazy. So yeah, this is what I'm anticipating on BTC, because this move, this is not what you want to see if you're expecting the market to continue pushing higher. This is not what you want to see, in my opinion, unless it's just those black swan moves. But like for me right now, this is what I look for when I anticipate a reversal. The reason why, let me show you why I'm talking this much about this whole move. Look at these highs, right? We had these highs, we traded above them here, but just imagine the candle that was here. It was green before and it was really bullish. It was green, but then look at how it closed. Look at the behavior here right now. Look at this. And then let me send this to back so that it can be clear. I want you to pay attention to this move, and then look at this move right here. They look similar to me. They look very similar to me. You had this. I think those who trade like specifically supply and demand, they'll say this is a base, right? A rally, base, rally. So a rally, a base, a rally, right? So fine, let me change the colors. I want to show you something. We had this rally here, we had this rally here after we had this base, right? This one changed, right? We had this rally, this base, this rally, and then here we had this rally, we had this base, and we had this rally. And then after this whole move, what happened? Boom, a decline. What do you expect now? Boom, a decline. And look at how, let me show you. Look at how, let me just use text. Let's use a different color here. Then this was the rally. Let's start it somewhere here. Rally base rally, right? So just trying to keep the work neat. It won't even take long, so I'm almost done. So fine, we had all those moves, right? We had all those moves. Just want to show you the similarity. So fine, let's start. Now it's clean. Now it's clean. So here on BTC, right, you see we had a rally, we had a base, we had a rally, and then broke lower after trading above these highs. And then you can see that before that we had a first rally here, the base, and then the second rally. Look at how aggressive it was. Look at this first rally right now, and look at this first rally. They weren't really that strong. They weren't really strong. Like, look at them. Look at this one as well. And then we created a base, but then look at this second rally here, just pushed higher. Look at this one, it just pushed higher. So it got to this level here, and then gave us this nice behavior here. After that, it traded lower. So what that, hopefully I won't forget this. I'm doing a print screen. So after that, we got this down move here. So with this behavior playing out the same way, I feel like we're gonna see the same thing again. We have this clean high here. So what I want to see is a bullish move and a close below, and then after that, boom, you retrace 90%. That's the minimum. That's the minimum that I'm expecting BTC to trade back lower to. So we would want to see a move like that. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. So the decision is always yours. Don't want you to invest based off my analysis. It's always up to you to decide whether you are comfortable with investing in the market based on the current behavior that it might have. So yeah, let me pause the video here, then I'll see you guys on another one. Peace.